Where are we at? Okay, I think we're doing getting pretty good on time. So I'll get some housekeeping out of the way. Thanks everyone again for joining. As just a quick intro, my name is Jim Riherd. I'm the VP of Operations at MeasureSquare. I'm also joined by Anastasia Adams, who's our Senior Customer Success Specialist. So we'll be presenting to everyone today. Just as a just some housekeeping items I was going to mention. This is being recorded, so no worries if anyone has to pop out and handle an emergency like a sales call or drive a forklift of some sort for delivery. We'll share this with everyone after the webinar is complete, after everything's done rendering, upload to YouTube, so everyone will have access to it to take a look if you missed out on anything. We'll also share the slide deck that we're going to use, so if anyone wants to take a look at that later on. We have Austin from our team moderating, so he'll do his best to answer some questions in the Q&A chat. We'll do our best to get to all the answers. We'll also put some time aside at the end to answer any questions folks have. So feel free to throw those in there as well. We'll also be running some polls during the presentation. We really appreciate if everyone could participate in those polls. Getting feedback during these webinars is really great for us. It really helps with product direction and improvements. It's also pretty fun to be able to see live interaction for us. So I believe we're going to run a poll right now to start off with our main topic of the day, if anyone's using AI. So if that poll gets going, there should be a tab maybe on your left side of your screen for the poll that you should be able to answer that for us. Right. And I'll go over a quick overview of our agenda today. So we're going to go over AI as our main topic, why AI now. Then we're also going to discuss and show off our upcoming updates to MeasureSquare 8 in relation to AI work, along with AI in our CRM, specifically our plan analyzer. Then we're also going to go over some testimonials, some real world feedback we've gotten from customers like yourselves regarding these. And then really excited to show you guys a preview of our 2026 roadmap in relation to our AI efforts as well. So looking pretty excited to go over this with everyone today. And unless I'll just do a double check that I'm sounding good. And unless there's any objections from my team, it looks like we're good to get going officially. All right, silence is good. So here we go. If anyone is wondering why AI now, what we have heard from our contractors, our customers, facing more and more complexity with your day-to-day struggles. Labor shortages, tighter project schedules and margins. Estimators are buried in manual plan review with tighter deadlines, rising volume, faster bid requirements. And what we've seen is current software systems, the lack of insight, transparency, accountability. That might range from, how old the system is, the system being updated on a regular basis. So what we view is AI is an advantage. It will really help automate repetitive work and enhance the decision making. Essentially, it'll give you time back to you so you can focus on things that are more important than a lot of the mundane activities or repetitive tasks they might have to do. So we view AI as a team member or an assistant. It's not a replacement necessarily. It's a tool, a really smart tool to help you focus on more important tasks. What I want to present now is our investment into AI. So these are kind of our 4 pillars that we built for you, each aimed at solving a real problem, not just adding tech for the sake of adding it. We view ourselves as being in the best position to bring these enhancements to the industry. And this revolves around AI powered takeoff, our plan analyzer module in our CRM, other AI enhanced elements in the CRM that we'll cover a bit today as well, and our AI chatbot that's really great for support and onboarding new employees. So we've been investing into these AI building blocks. well before AI became such a hot topic in the last couple of years. We've been doing R&D projects, but now we've been investing even more into it. We've grown our development team substantially. We have quite a large team here, as like kind of like normal day-to-day office staff, but we even have a bigger development team that we do office staff. We have 2 dedicated offices for development, along with a dedicated AI team, just to give you guys a background on that. And one of the reasons that we're also in a really good position to help bring these solutions to the industry is that we're a privately held company. Our customers come first. We exist to solve your problems, not to chase investor profits. So fully independent. We don't have any outside pressures like private equity or anything like that. So just to kind of give you guys a background on what we've been doing. I'll keep this going here. So now I'm happy to hand over the reins to Anastasia. She's going to present some exciting upgrades we have been working on for MeasureSquare 8, commercial version, our CRM, and then also share some real world results along with the feedback from users like yourselves. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen, Anastasia, and let you take on over.
Awesome. Thank you. Hold on just 1 second.
And then I'll jump in as you're getting ready, Anastasia. If I think the audio is working fine, at least on my end, along with Anastasia. So if anyone does experience anything, sometimes just exiting and rejoining, I guess.
Awesome. Can you guys see that? Good to go?
Yes, good on my end.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So these are our new enhancements for MeasureSquare 8, which I'm sure most of you use. If not, then, maybe you should try it out. So we've added the auto detect scale. So if your PDF has I love the turkey leg. If your plan page has a printed scale and the system is able to read it via OCR, then the system will automatically grab that and assign the scale. You are obviously able to modify that if it has picked up on the wrong, maybe you have a details page, it's got a lot of different scales on there. That's not the scale you were looking for. You can obviously change that. Next, Auto Takeoff 2.0. I know most of you have used Auto Takeoff in past. This is still a beta version. So let's be clear, it's not going to be perfect, right? But it does absolutely capture more rooms and more data than 1.0. So what the heck does that mean? That means less drawing, right? And if 85% of the takeoff is drawing, you have just saved yourself some time. Now, Room Label 1.0 is actually, it was a version that never even went live. We've already upgraded it. 1.0 allows you to, it gives you a pop-up and it allows you to choose what words, right? Again, OCR, to label said room, but we've already rolled out 2.0. So what is 2.0? 2.0 automatically labels your rooms in the most logical fashion. So if you have a room that's labeled exam 145 and maybe it's got your finish tags in that room, it will automatically name that room exam 145. Moving on next, mentioned it a lot in the past, OCR. OCR is great, right? But now you can search using OCR. So Control F, like you would do in a PDF, you can now do that within the system. So that's nice and clean. No more having to scan all of your plan pages looking for finish tags. You can just do that right within the system. It'll automatically highlight it for you. And last but not least, an embedded chat bot. So maybe you have a question. Hey, how do I do this? I haven't used it in a while, right? The chat bot will give you the best answer given the data it's been fed, meaning all of our knowledge base articles, the info from our YouTube channel, additional information that we fed it in the background, a lot of updates coming up. And next, let's talk about what this means to you guys. So obviously, if it picks up more rooms, it's less drawing that you're going to have to do. You also have reduced error rates because you're able to search via OCR. meaning less missed details, less areas missed with product. And then obviously, the faster your takeoff is, the more bids you can submit, the more stuff you can win because you know your takeoff is accurate. Moving on, using AI. Everybody's excited to use AI, right? Tools like Auto Takeoff are going to help you finish faster. They're going to fix the small errors, and really honestly, it's going to allow you to, instead of having to draw the entire floor plan on yourself, it'll allow you to make small, maybe it missed a column. It included a column in the room. You just have to cut the column out, or it grabbed a room that doesn't actually exist within our scope. We just go ahead and delete that. So let me share. I actually have I'm going to share a file with you really quickly. No. Okay, so I lied. The file is not there. So let's just talk through it. So Auto Takeoff 1.0, right? Everybody's used to that in the past. It picks up some of the rooms, maybe not everything. It's not super complete. And when we're grabbing the rooms, maybe these walkways with the different product, it would have picked up as separate rooms or skipped it altogether because it was confused. So with Auto Takeoff 2.0, as you can see, it is much more complete. So the system understands a little bit better now than it did in previous. We're going to capture more rooms. Not only that, included in that is that room labeling. So what I talked about before, room label 2.0, where it's going to automatically, logically name those rooms for you. No more having to manually name your rooms when you have wall elevations. So we also rolled out some stability improvements, less errors. So let us talk about CRM, shall we? CRM enhancements have also been rolled out for those of you who are using CRM. So first things first, Plan Analyzer. I know a lot of you are very interested in this feature. Plan Analyzer allows you to set your scope and run the analyzer based on your scope. So you're only getting the results that you are looking for. It will extract the plan pages necessary. It will also export your materials so you can import them into MeasureSquare 8 for use. And then the best part, right, is that you can sort of customize your prompt. How do you want it? Analyze the plan set with your personal best practices. What works well for your business? What do you need versus what does the company that you're bidding against need? Make sense? Awesome. So again, how does this work for you? Great question. Glad you asked. It is customer proven. We have had way more projects bid per month by using the plan analyzer in the CRM. This is from the customer. We did not make up this data. 60% decrease in errors versus the manual entry, and the necessity of the time taken to absorb all of the information on each page. And then lastly, 25% more pipeline conversion, meaning 25% more jobs won. And why is that? Because they had better data. Make sense? So Plan Analyzer, what the heck does it look like? Great question. So importing the plan set into CRM, you start on the left-hand side and work your way across just like you do within the estimating software. Start with AI summary. It will go ahead and run. It will provide the readout, right? The actual analyzation over here on the right-hand side. Then you move on to extract materials. This will build out a product list available for use within MeasureSquare 8. You can then extract all of those necessary sheets. So you're not having to work through that entire plan set, right? Only your working drawings at a click. And then lastly, you can extract those trade symbols, meaning what is the designation, right? CPT1, CPT2, VCT1, and so on. Make sense to everybody? Cool. Let's talk about how this looks for our customers. Okay. So Jordan Michael, he's a sales executive at Seamless Flooring. He told us the CRM AI analyzer has been a great tool for me. The most helpful feature is when it separates the finish plans. The AI will list each product, the product specs, vendor, and if available within the plan set, the context. That alone saves me tons of time looking through pages and pages of plans. Another great feature is the simplifying the plans. It takes the key points that are relevant to my scope and organizes it. It'll also tell me what scopes are missing so I don't have to spend time searching for it. How many times have we looked through a plan set looking for a product, right, that's called for in the finished plan that does not exist? This will eliminate that. If there is a mistake found, the reanalyze feature will catch it and format it. Overall, it saved me valuable time, and I look forward to seeing new updates in the future. How about another? By taking on MeasureSquare CRM, I was able to eliminate 3 other programs I was using in the past and utilize a platform that easily integrated with programs that my team were already well trained and established with. That's Waylon Reeves. He's the owner of White River Flooring. He's also been a key champion for us in that respect. Alrighty, back over to you, Jim.
All right, thanks. I'm going to take a gamble here and see if I could fit in a demo for you guys, because I know we were trying to do that originally, but had a technical issue. So if something goes wrong, I'm going to say it's because it's a beta. So let me get this going here. Screen. So I'm going to backtrack a bit on here. Can you guys see MeasureSquare 8 at the moment?
We got it.
Okay, so this is what I know this is probably one of the reasons why everyone's here. So I'm going to backtrack on this. So I just have a plan set that we were working on before. So just to kind of give, instead of just being stuck in our slide deck, I want to hopefully show off well the Auto Takeoff 2.0 that Anastasia was just speaking to. So this is where we made a lot of progress with the room takeoff. I'm sure some of you don't know about this with 1.0 or the old beta version, which is what's available right now. But this is available for the commercial version. So we put a lot of effort into this, and then I'll see if I can show off the room labeling on this as well. So again, just for kind of like a disclaimer, this is a beta version. We're literally in the middle of upgrading our servers for this as well. So it might be a little bit hit or miss, but I'm going to go ahead and take a shot here. So if anyone's curious where this is, if you have the commercial license, you just simply right click on an imported blueprint and you'll see this auto takeoff. It will say something a bit different right now, but when we push this release out, which we'll talk about in a little bit, you should see this as auto takeoff 2. So I'm going to click on it. Right now, it's basically communicating with our servers and basically trying to scan and draw the rooms along with capturing the room labels, which is the room label 2.0 as we kind of dubbed it. And then I'll see if I could show off the additional room labeling functionality. If it happens to miss anything, there's multiple room labels or you just need to correct something. There's still a quick way to utilize the label function as well. As Anastasia mentioned, we're able to kind of upgrade to 2.0 with the AI versus just our quick text shortcut that we created before this even got into your guys' hands. So this is where a lot of the work our AI team has been doing, is working on the accuracy of this. That involves the speed, it airing out when there's too many requests or if the file is too big, along with trying to get make sure the walls are aligned in a much better fashion as well. So we'll see if this works. If not, I can take a couple steps back and show you what the results were with it as well. But I think we might get a result. Good timing. So as you can see, we got 102 rooms scanned right now. As Anastasia was showing in the slide deck before, in a previous, depending on the plan set, it might be half of this. So in certain cases, we've seen increases in accuracy by at least 50%. There's always a lot of factor when it comes into this stuff about how clear the image or blueprint is, how the lines are drawn. So, sometimes it'll be really, really good. Sometimes it might just be 50% accurate. But what we've been kind of getting some early feedback on is that depending on how much it scans, kind of like the new mindset we're seeing becoming is it will be faster to edit and create and fix the mistakes that the AI did than just drawing everything from scratch. It won't always be the case, but that's how we kind of view AI as being like the tool or helper. It's not going to replace everything you do, but it'll hopefully speed up these mundane tasks of drawing all these rooms, which is not hard. It's just obviously very time consuming. So I'll zoom in here, see if we can get lucky with Anastasia was showing, but here's a good example of it capturing the room labels. I'm not sure how, Anastasia, can you see that room label? Is that a little bit too small on the screen?
It is very small, but yeah, you can
Okay.
read it. It's 443, which
Yeah.
matches the room number.
Perfect. So you can see here that it captured these, it ignored the CPT1. So that's where that AI learning comes into play, where it starts to understand what the room labels are. When there is no room label, like we see in some of these other ones, it will just default to the regular naming scheme that MeasureSquare AI already has. So if you're doing like a very detailed bid and you need to do a buy room breakdown, or if you're creating a, Anastasia, what was the use case you mentioned the other day where the room labeling is really helpful?
It's when room detail print view is used for wall elevations to try and communicate what wall elevations go along with which rooms, especially for install.
Perfect. And just as even though this room got done correctly, if there's ever a room missed or it gets the wrong text or if it's not complete, the other new feature that we're calling the room label 1.0 is actually kind of a little bit hidden under here, where we can use the PDF text, and this is where OCR comes into play. If there is no true PDF text, we can OCR it and still get it. But if I want to rename the labels here, I can just select this option. And basically what this will do is it allows me to select this text with the rooms already being drawn. And then you can kind of see the tooltips, if you've never noticed them before, flashing down here. So if I hit the space bar, it will automatically take that text, even though I put CPT1 in there, and add it to the room label. And then I can just move on to the next one, highlight it, hit space bar or right click, and it'll just automatically rename these. There's also this option here. I'll just do kind of a bad version of it. Is if I'm drawing these rooms manually, let's say you don't have you don't want to use the AI for whatever reason, but you still want to get that room label functionality when you're in this drawing mode. Let me show this again. With this selected, if I draw this room in this mode, it will capture it automatically. And so it will pop up with the text that's available in the room. And then if I say, hey, I know this is 431A, I can just select OK. I'm still in the room drawing mode, and then I can just keep on going and repeating that process. So those are the two big enhancements with the AI within MeasureSquare 8. And as Anastasia mentioned, our chatbot is also going to be floating over here. If you want to move this around, it's movable. So if it's in your way, you can always move it up to the top. If it's something you don't want to have on, there's a system setting to turn off as well. But it's very helpful to jump into our AI chatbot and ask it questions really quickly. And the more we use it, the more we will monitor questions if we got something right or wrong and work on those improvements on the back end too. Before I jump out of here, Anastasia, anything else worth mentioning since I have MeasureSquare 8 open, or do you feel we're good to move on here?
I feel like you've pretty well covered it, sir.
All right, thank you very much. Let me unshare and then reshare so I can get to the right tab here. And then just because it's actually in front of my face, no, the chatbot is not an additional charge. It's automatically going to be a MeasureSquare 8 for you guys. Let's go back to my slide deck here. And then I'm hoping everyone can see the faster, smarter slide I have up. All right, see some thumbs up, so that's good. All right, again, thank you, Anastasia. I appreciate you going through the slide deck as well. So we're more than halfway through here, so I'm going to do a quick recap. So with with AI, the MeasureSquare Plan Analyzer, you can easily filter out those plan set scopes to identify relevant pages and extract products for takeoff use. So that's a big element of the CRM that we're finding a lot of good results with our customers already. As we just went over in MeasureSquare 8, you can automatically read room labels and scales now when you're doing the import, draw the rooms in a much more accurate and faster way than before. Again, we're very excited about this update and the continuing updates we'll be doing on it. And then the chatbots are really fun enhancement as well that we've been working on in-house. So to hopefully give you that support, if you have the need to pick up a phone and call us, which you can always do, or send us a support ticket, hopefully you can get a fast answer with the chatbot as well. We'll be adding some new additions to the chatbot, like step-by-step workflows. So when it comes to like onboarding new employees for MeasureSquare 8, we're hoping the chatbot will be kind of a quick tutorial guide or trainer over time for your team as well. So it'll have access to our knowledge base, like Anastasia was saying. Moving on to our next topic, also very excited, as I keep saying, to give you a preview or bigger picture of our AI roadmap. So this is also kind of going back to our investment into AI. It's just like most products, it's never ending. It's always being worked on. We're always investing back into our product and not just taking the financial side in pocket. So we're always building our team. We're always hiring more talent. So where a lot of those efforts are going with the auto takeoff specifically, we just went on. We're already planning the next release. So not all of this is set in stone. We will likely be fitting other things in. We might be taking things out just if we don't feel it's good enough to be live yet. So it can always be dynamic, but this is kind of like on our medium list for next year. So for the auto takeoff, after this release, we'll be then moving on to working on scanning multiple pages at once. So might be able to do a few pages at once versus just one at a time. We'll be working on running this in the background so you can, if you're scanning a page, but then need to continue building out your products, labors, and materials, you'll be able to do that. Of course, we'll be continuing to work on improved accuracy and speed and handling more requests. So if a lot of people are using it at once, it might get essentially into a queue, or hey, try again a little bit later. So that's one of the things we're working on right now still is upgrading our AI servers. So once we get more people on this, they'll be able to handle a heavier load for me, which is a good thing. We'll be working on a smarter catalog. So essentially what this means is if you're a CRM user or considering using our CRM, which I hope you join some of those webinars, and we have past webinars recorded going over our CRM more. It's a great platform that complements our takeoff system, but about all of the materials from that scope doc. So as Anastasia was saying, where we can analyze the plan sets and start to understand what products and materials are supposed to be used, we'll then eventually be able to load those automatically into estimation files, so you don't have to do that manually. So since all that detail is generally going to be in your blueprints, we'll be able to extract it and automatically load it as well. As you're in that pre-con phase and just looking at what jobs to bid, we'll be working on being able to do ITB scoring, so an invitation to bid, based on what you guys see valuable. If there's certain types of work that's more profitable for you, you'll be able to enter those details essentially into the CRM system. So when it scans these docs, it will help prioritize or suggest which jobs are worth bidding. And depending on where that bid is at in a life cycle within the CRM, there'll be some smart actions or smart notifications to help nudge any actions that might need to be done. Maybe outreach to a vendor for special pricing, see if that pricing is expired or not. So it'll help with the follow-up on the day-to-day. Well, along with the AI aspects we're working on is to help analyze win rates. So essentially help analyze based on historical data on your win rates and help generate projections on which projects might be good to bid on or where they're at in a life cycle. So if something looks like it might be eventually going over budget because you're using too much labor, the AI will start to learn those and give you suggestions or a notification that's taking place. So again, these are things we're working on for next year and beyond. And then one of the other kind of more internal operational aspects we're working on with the AI team is for onboarding. We know how onboarding internally for our new staff members is, it's always a fun thing to do, but it also takes a lot of work. So we're working on using the taking the AI aspects like the chatbot to help you guys onboard folks. You know, if it's onboarding onto the CRM for MeasureSquare or the MeasureSquare AI commercial version is to help the AI tools with that. So role-based training, AI guided checklists on where they're at, on what they're learning, and progress reminders and smart tutorials. So those are that's kind of our high level view of our 2026 roadmap. Very excited to keep working on these and showing more. So we'll be doing more webinars next year as these things get closer to being pushed out as well. And so make sure you join our webinars, subscribe to our newsletters, and it's an easy way to find out when these things are going to be going live as well. All right. I think okay. So now another really fun thing is I'm sure people are wondering when they'll get access to the Auto Takeoff 2.0. So what we are going to do is we're going to allow anyone who'd like to try this out early before it gets pushed out to everyone. Kind of a internal preview test is get people to sign up. So what our next test is to basically get have the Auto Takeoff tested at a larger scale than what we can do internally. So basically, this will help us understand the stability of it, how many requests it could really take at once using your real world projects. So over the next 2 weeks, we invite you to apply, and then we'll follow up with you on details on how to access that. So this is very critical for our team, especially our AI development team, to understand how you guys will use it, how often you plan to use it, how to, and then we can work on quick updates for it. One of the nice things with this upcoming update is in the past, we needed to update the actual software to update the AI and the algorithms and all those fun technical things. But with this update that we're about to release, when we have an update ready, we won't necessarily have to give you an installation package. So you don't have to run the auto updater. It can update in the background. So it will be a lot quicker to get these results to you guys in certain cases, which we're also excited about. So to sign up, as far as just to kind of like what we're looking for, you just need to be a customer currently using the commercial version, and you should be a good candidate to test, especially if you're working with blueprints, is a big aspect as well. So I'm going to go ahead and if anyone has their phone ready, you can scan this QR code on the screen. It'll take you to the form to fill out. That should be working. If anyone does want to try this real quick and if it's not working, please let me know, but it should be working well. I also just threw in the chat, I think this should be able to be clicked on a link. So if you click on that link, you should be able to submit. It's really just your name and email essentially. Please make sure for the email, you use your MeasureSquare ID, not just your work email in case they are separate, because we need to assign when we give you access to this, it needs to be the email that you sign into the software with, which is what your license is attached to. So that will ensure that we can give you the appropriate build to test. Let me make sure there's no other details I want to show up with. So again, over the next 2 weeks, we'll be giving access to you. You'll probably get an email from me most likely with some basic instructions for it. It likely won't be this week because we want to make sure our servers are already upgraded and internally tested, so then we can turn it over to everyone here to give it a go as well. Okay, I believe I think we're actually doing pretty good on time, and we're a little past the 30-minute mark. I'm going to pause for a moment. Anastasia or anyone from my team, is there any other details or anything we want to add before we jump over to the Q&A portion? No
I'm
problem.
good, Jim.
All right, cool. So we'll start to wrap up here. So again, this is the Q&A aspect. So I'm going to start going through some of the questions here. If Anastasia, you or Austin saw any that are worth saying out loud, even if we already answered it, please feel free to chime in. I'll also do a plug real quick on our support because that's always something we like to brag about. One thing I actually do want to call out here, because I don't expect everyone to know all the different things we're always doing, but we have this new use case library here. This is essentially a landing page on our website where we have specific jobs that were done that most of these, or I would say all of these, were submitted from customers that show like, hey, here's a complicated tile job, and this is how you can accomplish it in MeasureSquare 8. And we'll have materials in there like the blueprints and the actual estimation file. So if you want to take a look at it. So these are just ways to help show off what the software can do, and then also hopefully teach people on how to do these ones. So if anyone hasn't access this, feel free to scan this. It's also under our contents page on our website where you can access these. They're free for everyone to take a look. If you want to look at the actual project file, you just need your license active on your computer. So I just really wanted to promote this. These are really cool. We're getting some really good early feedback for people curious how to do a particular job. We're going to continue to grow this. If anyone does find this helpful, we really encourage you, if you're willing to submit any projects you've done in the past that you don't mind being public on our website. If you find it helpful, return the favor and submit some to us. So we're always building off customers' feedback and data and things like that. So if there's anything you're willing to share, or if you want to brag about a project you did on there, it's a good way to get it out there. So we're always looking for new submittals for that as well, versus us building something from scratch. So just this use case library is really a cool new aspect as a new good learning content on the website. Right, that's it for the promotion on that one. So let me see if there's any questions that didn't get answered yet, and you want to throw it in at the bottom here, just so I can see it again versus me scrolling a lot. Feel free. Where do we submit to? I'll go back to my previous slide here. If you scan this QR code, you should be able to get access. It won't be the submittal to get access. We might not be able to grant everyone access. Just depends how many people are interested, but we'll do our best. As far as when MeasureSquare 8, this is probably something I didn't put in the slide. As far as when MeasureSquare 8 will be released for this to be public, right now we're planning on early to mid-November at the latest. It depends a bit on this AI testing. We don't want to release it too early if there's issues that we haven't come across yet. But we're at a very stable stage for it, just usually about the load that we can handle. So it's pretty much all good to go, minus the AI testing that we need from everyone. So that's, if you're not willing, you don't have the time to test it, it's okay. We plan to release it to everyone then, assuming it's not going to cause any issues for it. But that's our currently plan. Just always depends on the testing. That's usually no longer. Right. Yes. So I did just happen to see this. Can you default the door type to no leaf when doing auto takeoff? Yes, you can. Anastasia just talked to me about that yesterday. That is something you can do in your system settings before you do the scan. In case someone else will. Excuse me. Appreciate you guys putting the links in there. See if I can find any other questions. Someone asked a good question. Is the new AI update able to reach finish schedule if we upload the PDF file automatically and then automatically make projects in MeasureSquare for estimating? That's actually part of our CRM analyzer. It's kind of like usually what we refer to it as. I don't think we spoke to it directly in this one, but if you're one of our big aspects of our CRM is to just help you with bidding, and it's directly integrated with MeasureSquare 8. So our CRM is kind of an all-encompassing platform. If anyone hasn't heard about it yet, it's definitely built very well for the commercial user. We have a lot of customers already using it with MeasureSquare 8 integrated. And there's all your estimation data flows from MeasureSquare 8 into the CRM. And that's one of the things the Plan Analyzer does, besides just pulling up the scope, is being able to extract that material list. And one of the things that I refer to in the roadmap is that one of the things that we plan to do is take that material list that extracts and then upload it into the estimation software. So we're basically halfway there. We're able to start to extract the data now. Now we got to work on getting it into the estimation. And then I'll just kind of repeat myself from the beginning. If anyone did miss anything, if they popped out or not, we are recording. So we'll be sharing this with everyone at the end. Pretty surprised. There's a lot of people, most of the people who joined in the beginning are still here. So I'm happy that everyone's able to put the time aside. This is a good question. Any plans to extend the AI takeoff for countertops? It's possible. Our big focus has been on doing scanning floors, which is pretty common with the other AIs in the industry. Like the floor plan itself, I think is usually the easiest to train on compared to like HVAC and electrical, which might be a bit more complicated. I think it's a matter of more a matter of when, not if, for countertops. We need to get to a certain level, I would say, with the floor plan before we move on to something else and split more resources. So that might be something we do down the line as well. So it's definitely been discussed. We just don't have it.
Hey, Jim.
Yep.
Do you want to call an audible for the results from the polls?
Oh, yeah, sure. If you want to go ahead and go over those, definitely sounds good. And I'll see if there's any other questions as you do that too.
So the first poll question was, if you were a potato, how would you like to be prepared? Now, all of them across the board are a little scary, but the one that won is baked, classy, and dependable. So the second poll was, if life had background music, what would be playing right now? And the answer that won by a landslide was lo-fi beats to survive the day. And I have to agree, me personally. So for those of you, are any of you currently using any form of AI? The top 3 answers were ChatGPT, which was 60%. Then the second was no, none. And the third was Gemini, which is a Google. And then on average, how many plan pages will you use AI Takeoff on a week? And the most voted for answer would be 0 to 20, with more than half the participants choosing that option. And then lastly, it was a multi-choice, right? What pain points do you hope AI will solve? So the first one was room drawing, and that obviously has to do with the time suck associated. Next was material creation. Third was check for missing scope details. And then a couple other trickle downs, proposal creation, evaluating project feasibility, project management. So as you can see, we are working hard at getting that room drawing answered for you. So thank everybody for playing.
Excellent. Here, I'm going to reshare my screen as well. Appreciate you going over those, Anastasia. I did see a couple more questions. I personally still have time to answer these, so I'll answer a couple more for the folks who are still here, hopefully. Let's see. Someone just asked any interaction between AI and Tracker. I'm assuming you mean Job Tracker, which is our field services app. Good question. Actually, the Job Tracker is as right now for our CRM team are working on integrating our Job Tracker into CRM. So it's just a more unified platform. There will be some work done. So Job Tracker will kind of get absorbed into CRM essentially, and then will start to be built again within CRM. So there's a good chance that AI will have some part in it in some way. No real details for it, but they'll start to interact as CRM will kind of become the all-encompassing platform for MeasureSquare. So everything will be integrated. They'll take advantage of those things. So even if it's not directly in the app, the data that comes back to CRM could take advantage of the AI in some way. Someone asked, we use Moser to draw plans. Will AI work with it? Essentially, I may not understand the question perfectly well, but Moser you use to create a floor plan when you don't have a blueprint. So the AI for the auto takeoff is strictly meant to take a set of blueprints and digitize it into MeasureSquare. So there may not be I'm not sure if that was answering the question exactly, but that's how that currently works. But I think that might have been answered. AI for synthetic turf. It could work. I will say, like, in any AI team will probably say the same thing. One of the more complicated things for AI is doing curves, like 90-degree turns, straight lines are the best bet. When it gets to arcs and curves, it gets a lot more complicated. So I know like a lot of like synthetic turf jobs might have a lot of curves in it, so it might have more trouble with those. But if it's a blueprint that's drawn well, it will have the best bet possible. But we haven't necessarily been testing for that use case strictly. But if you do want to test it out, feel free to do so and send us your feedback on it as well. Someone said, will it be cloud processed? Will there be a charge per token? Great question, because that does pop up a lot. Right now, the auto takeoff is not an extra charge. We built it into MeasureSquare 8 commercial license. So if you have that license, you'll have automatic access to it. It is cloud processed on that end. So there may be a time down the line that there may be an upcharge for the AI, but we're not at that stage yet, and we're not committed to that. It just depends on a lot of different factors. Right now you can kind of consider it we're eating the cost for it, but we're never trying to price gouge or anything like that. So we try to concentrate more on providing a solution for everyone versus just making a dollar. So that's one of the reasons we haven't charged for it like other folks might charge an upgrade. So we like to try to keep it part of the higher subscription tier automatically as much as we can. Someone asked if we pick up oddities like ceramic tiles on shower ceilings. Theoretically, ceiling blueprints would work on it, but it's probably it's still gonna look at it as just trying to draw the boundaries of the space. Right now, it's not looking at the products within that rooms. That might be something down the line, if that's what you were asking. Let's see. I did see someone has a kind of a question about any Zapier integrations, workflow use cases. We do have some Zapier integrations for the CRM. So I'm not sure if you are curious about that. If there's any questions I answered here and we happen to not follow up with you, we'll do our best to do that. Feel free to send your question again to support@MeasureSquare.com. For Zapier integrations or for integration questions in general, he's not here today, but our integration specialist, Alan, is the man you would like to talk to. His email is alan@MeasureSquare.com. So if you have Zapier questions, feel free to email Alan. And then you could always CC me on it, which is just jim@MeasureSquare.com too. Let's see. If there's for any like CRM subscription questions, we'll follow up with you about that as well. Will Job Tracker still be available standalone? For the time being, yes. We're kind of rebuilding Job Tracker to a degree within the CRM. So the current version of Job Tracker doesn't have like a sunset date at the moment. That may happen years down the line, so I can't commit to it either way. But at some point, it'll at least be frozen, which it more or less already is as we build that into the CRM. So if you're using Job Tracker standalone now, don't worry about anything. But if you are interested in kind of getting more out of it over time, the CRM will be a good option for you guys to look into. And there are tiers of the CRM that includes essentially includes Job Tracker as part of the subscription without like a true additional charge. Good question here. Can the program draw slanted ceilings? Not in the true fashion right now. I think there's a workaround that that was answered in here, but that I'm doing slanted ceilings, so which would mean slanted walls, is something that we have looked into. We just don't have a game plan for it yet, but there's definitely a possibility down the line to support that. Just depends on the complexity it adds. So that is something we're looking into. If you have strong use cases for that, again, feel free to reach out to us at support@MeasureSquare.com, and then it will find to review. Can this be used for single family homes? Yeah. We generally test and develop for complex plans, but it should get better at the smaller ones as well. So again, it's just essentially trying to draw the rooms as accurately as possible. If there's 100 rooms versus 10, it should do a pretty good job at those as well. So feel free to test those out as well. Appreciate some of the text we added in there. Who do I talk to about Rollmaster integration? Thank you, Stephen, for adding Alan. Not that we're in the habit of pushing anyone over to talk to Syncly, but Alan could definitely help you out with that. If it's Rollmaster integration questions, Syncly obviously owns Rollmaster now. We still have a live integration with Rollmaster. We don't obviously know necessarily the direction they're going with Rollmaster over there, since they have RFMS as well. But we do have a very live Rollmaster integration between Rollmaster and MeasureSquare AI. So if you need like your API token or anything like that, reach out to Alan to help you out with that as well. Right. Appreciate everyone staying on this long. I'm always happy to see people sticking around for this long. I know it's hard to carve out almost an hour at least of your day for this. So I hope everyone's found this exciting and very useful. So we're very excited to share the updates we've been working on, especially with this topic. And anyone who did say they're interested in testing, just as a reminder, just scan the QR code, and that's the way to submit. We'll then follow up next week or so with next steps and instructions. Someone says, does this integrate with MS Sales Dynamics? Most of our integration is going to go through our cloud because that's where all the estimation data can get synced to. It is possible to do that. I don't know. Generally, it's going to require, like we've done native integrations with like QFloors, Rollmaster, and other folks like that, CompuFloors. So those are already built in by us in that company. Generally, if it's something like MS Sales Dynamics, someone from that team likely you might need to get a development resource from them to utilize our open API. So our APIs are available for pretty much anyone, but generally it's going to take a development resource on the system that's grabbing the data from us, because it's usually our estimation data going to the other software. So generally they'll build the bridge to receive it, and it's usually not complicated. It's a JSON file for any of the technical folks. XML based. It's not encrypted. It's easy to access for our APIs. Any estimation data that's in MeasureSquare you can access through the API. So it's very straightforward to integrate. Just requires a technical dev person. This is a fun question. Is this your AI, or are you partnered with another company that handles analyzation? It's a little bit of both. Like any software being built, not everyone builds everything from scratch. Like there's millions of components and softwares that are built by third parties and used. Our AI Takeoff is a lot of homegrown stuff, doing it ourselves. So there's an advantage to that. But for certain other analyzation aspects, there's Gemini, there's ChatGPT. So we're also using some of those aspects in the background. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. It's kind of a diversified approach, which we find the best. Someone asked for a demo. If they can get a demo of the CRM, definitely. We can reach out to you after regarding that. Is the analyzer only available if you have the MeasureSquare CRM? Yes, currently. It's a web-based solution, so it's part of the CRM, and it's one of the big I don't want to say selling points, but it's one of the big values of the CRM is to be able to analyze those documents within it. So that's one of the big reasons we have a lot of folks sign up for it, is to be able to utilize that aspect besides all the other CRM aspects like managing your leads, managing your opportunities, and essentially tracking this job project from pre-con all the way to the final installation stage. All right, I think I'm going to force myself to stop soon unless I see another question that I can answer. Oh, so similar, someone just asked a similar question. Is it possible to purchase an AI analyzer to work with MeasureSquare AI and its higher CRM platform? Not at the moment. That may change down the line. But right now, it's part of that platform. There is talk, we discussed internally if we could extract that and pair it. That might happen down the line. Just depends how strong the need is, capability or resources and things like that. But you can also always do a trial of our CRM. So if you're just curious about if it even works, is it worth the squeeze? Feel free to sign up for a trial of our CRM and talk with their team, so you can get a better idea of what it can do for you. Any future here? I'll try to get one more in here. Any future thoughts to integrate to the systems like Spec ID to complete the bid process through submittals? That's a good question. We'll be doing some submittal work on our end as well. We do have a product integration with Spec ID currently. There may be improvements or updates to that down the line. I don't want to speak to it too much because I don't want to like overpromise or underpromise anything. But we currently do have an integration with the Spec ID, so there's always possibilities to do more. All right. I think it's probably a good time since we're hitting the hour mark to wrap up. Again, for any questions that didn't fully get answered, we'll do our best to follow up with you after. We should have a log of all these so we can do some follow up with the team. Again, if you do have any other questions, if we don't happen to get to you as fast as we can, always feel free to reach out to support@MeasureSquare.com, and our support team will hopefully be able to answer your question, or it will just get routed to the right team member to answer. So this was a pretty large webinar. We had a lot of people here. So if there's a little bit slower response rate regarding this webinar, please bear with us, and we'll close everyone just as fast as we can. Anastasia or anyone else, any other last minute thing to add before I wrap this up officially?
Just want to say thank you so much for everyone's time today. I know you're taking time out of your busy schedules to come see what we have going on. So hopefully we can hit all the marks for you.
Agreed. I really do appreciate everyone joining. We really enjoy putting these webinars on. A lot of our team members work a lot on getting these presentations ready. Our dev team puts a lot of work to getting all these updates in there as fast as we can, as many as we can. So we're really excited to get this in your hands, especially with anyone who's interested in doing some testing for us, which should be pretty straightforward. So again, if you're interested, feel free to sign up for it. And then I'm sure you'll be hearing from me for all those who are interested on next steps in the next week or so. So again, thank you, everyone. I'll let everyone get back to their Wednesday, and I'm sure we'll be talking to a lot of you in the near future. So thanks again, and happy Wednesday.